Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Hoan here from Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets that you own. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I made more money doing nothing than I did as a full-time engineer. So for those who don't know, I was an engineer. I was an engineer for 5.5 years in corporate America after I graduated from college. I did everything that I was supposed to do, got the salary, the money was decent, was able to buy a house, a car, live the American dream. But what happened to me was I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the light bulb turned on. What light bulb is that? The fact that you can own assets that pay for your bills, right? So I owned assets, I owned buildings that could kick off cash flow and pay for my lifestyle without me having to work for that money. That idea alone was amazing. But the other thing that I wasn't really focusing on, because all of my mentors always told me to never consider this part because it's just icing on the cake. They said, don't buy properties for appreciation. If it happens, that's a wonderful thing, but don't bet on appreciation. Okay, no problem. I will buy for cash flow. No problem. Got it. So what I did was I bought a ton of properties, right? Like, you got to eat you got to eat your own cooking, right? I'm telling you guys to buy more assets, how to multiply your assets. And so I bought a bunch of properties, and luckily for me, they all appreciated a lot. Like I bought properties in the hood for $60,000 a couple years ago. And then I just got an appraisal back, and this is why I'm doing this video today, because I got my appraisals back yesterday, and some of these properties appraised for $200,000. And I might be all in for like, I don't know, 80, 100, 110, and it appraised for 200, and that's just one property. Multiply that across a bunch of properties that I'm refinancing right now. That's why I'm getting the appraisals, right? Multiply that across many, and you add all that up, and I made more money in this amount of time doing nothing, basically just based on appreciation, than I did as a full-time engineer. Now, a lot of people are experiencing this now as well with stocks and Bitcoin and crypto, all that kind of stuff, right? But there's a couple of main differences that I want to go over. So when you buy cryptocurrency, or when you buy a stock or do something like that, you have to have money in your account to actually buy the thing, right? So this is the conversation of debt versus equity. When you buy a stock, let's say you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you got to have that $1,000, right? You got to use that $1,000 to buy the stock or buy the Bitcoin, whatever. Whereas with my real estate, I don't need to have the $100,000 to buy the real estate. Somebody will lend me the $100,000, and I'll use their money to go buy my real estate. That's the big difference, right? So with stocks, with cryptocurrency, you are limited to how many bullets you have in the chamber, right? How much money you have in the bank. With my real estate, I'm unlimited to what I can buy, because I can use a ton of other people's money to buy the asset. So I can multiply the assets that I own simply because I can have unlimited sources of funds to go buy these assets. Is that making sense to you guys? Let me know. Hit the like button, comment something. Does that make sense? The big difference, debt versus equity. When you buy a stock or crypto, you need the equity. You need the cash to buy the thing. With my real estate, I am able to use other people's equity, other people's cash. It is now my debt, but I get to use their money to go buy the assets, but I own the asset. They gave me the loan, but I own the asset. You own the asset, the crypto, the stock, whatever it is, too, but it was all your money. And what happens is you run out of money. You might be like, Hoan, I got $20,000 to invest. Okay, great. You're limited to $20,000. But with real estate, I can buy millions and millions and millions of dollars of real estate using other people's money, and that's what I've done. The other thing is, I am getting paid cash flow, right? I'm getting cash flow from the properties because I'm renting them out. When I rent them out, kicks off cash flow. It pays for all the bills. I can essentially hold the property forever and not worry about a loss to what is it, like lost opportunity cost. Like, the money is there. Like, I'm getting paid to own the thing. Whereas if you own a stock, and let's say the stock does nothing, it's flat, then what happens is you're missing out on opportunities. There's an opportunity loss because you have money trapped in there that's not working for you. I have no money trapped into the property, and it's paying me. So there's no opportunity loss in the way that I'm putting it. Huge difference. So I own assets that have appreciated. Now, again, that's icing on the cake. Don't buy a property expecting it's going to appreciate, because that's gambling. A lot of people do it with stocks. A lot of people do it with cryptocurrency. They're just buying a thing hoping it goes up because that's the only strategy they got. Or if they're shorting with stocks, then they're hoping it goes down. But either way, that is gambling, because you're hoping that it's going to go up, but you're not creating that it's going to go up. Whereas with my real estate, it went up, but I wasn't investing based on it going up. But the up that it did, the appreciation that happened, was more than I made as an engineer, which is crazy because I didn't do anything special. It didn't require any skills. And what's interesting is when I look back at all of my friends who are still engineers, and some of them maybe still at the same company, or they moved on to a different company or whatever, and they're not in that mindset. They're still making their same salary, just, year after year after year. There's no like growth chart. There's no exponential factor. They just make what they make, and that's it. And it's unfortunate because the only difference is the mindset. That's the only difference between me and them. The mindset that I want to do this because it's worth it. I want to invest in assets because there's all of these benefits. They could easily do it. They just haven't decided to because of some story that they made up in their head that says that they can't do it, that they shouldn't do it, that it's risky, that it's this, that it's that, whatever it is. They have a story of why they can't do it, and so then they don't do it. And if you don't do it, you don't benefit from all of the great things: cash flow, appreciation, principal pay down, depreciation. If you don't do it, you don't get those benefits. You just make a salary, and that salary is taxed at the highest rate relative to all of the other ways you can make money, right? There's 3 income sources. There's passive income, portfolio income, and then earned income. Earned income is the income you get from your job. That one is taxed the most. And unfortunately, you're working the hardest. You're working the hardest for the income that's taxed the most, whereas I am doing nothing, right? I am doing nothing. The assets are accumulating in value. And then when I refinance, I pull money out completely tax-free, 0 tax, right? I pull the money out. I get to use the money for whatever it is that I want. So I am working the lease because the appreciation happened automatically. And then when I pull it out, it is tax-free. So I work the least, and I pay the least amount of taxes, and I have more gains than their salary. So just a neat thing that happened, and I'm recording this video because I just got the appraisals yesterday, and I was amazed at what happened. So just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you guys got a little gem from this, because if you can understand this concept, if you can apply this to your life, it will change your life, right? And that's the purpose of the Hoan Zone, where we multiply the assets that you own. If we help you do that, then you get to live a great life. So with that, guys, thanks for watching. Share the video if you enjoyed it. Like, comment, all that good stuff. You know what to do. All right, guys, see ya.